Well, here we are again, friends and neighbors and fellow traders. Larry Williams with our August edition of Focus on Stocks. Now, what you're going to see is a very truncated, abbreviated version of what we have sent out to people who have already subscribed. Remember, the subscription is free for 2 months. Just sign up and we'll give you more information on that. But that way you can get a sense that this is for you. And if I want to continue doing this, we'll see about that as well. But anyway, let's go. Here is a cycle wave I found in the market. Well, last time we saw this, 2013, the market moves up, drifts down, and comes up higher. Pretty reliable. We should rally from here to here and from here to here. Now, we've seen this before. Here was 1929, interesting enough. There's that first up leg of the cycle, a little dip, and then a higher move to a higher price. That was 1929. Now, this isn't what always followed, but this is what I'm interested in, that we have an up move, a little bit of a pullback, and another up move. Here we see it in 2020. This is right at the lows, a big up move. Yeah, prices pulled back, went sideways, and ooh, they began the up move again. So you're probably wondering, why am I showing this? Because that's where we are coming up. On about September 18th, this wave pattern comes into effect again, the up move. The pull back into about December 15th, somewhere in that time period. These days are not going to be precise, but generally the time period, the up move begins flat or a pullback and another up move. In fact, from 1890 to date, we've seen this 33 profitable trades with only 6 losses. So as we know, there's no guarantees of success in the market, but what I'm looking for is odds, a bias in my favor. Clearly, we have one coming up. What suggests to me about the middle of September, traders and investors want to be very aggressive in the market, looking for and taking buy signals. That's market timing in this month's Focus on Stocks. A lot of people have been talking about the yield curve recently. Here's the yield curve in black. When it drops below this black line, it's negative, and that, as everybody said, is horribly bearish. Well, back here it wasn't. Market continued rallying for several years. Here we went negative. The market really continued rallying. We went negative over here in 2005, 6, and the market continued rallying for 4 or 5 years. And went to get negative over here, and the market continued higher, and it's been negative since last year, and the market has continued higher. So I really put the yield curve under the microscope in this month's edition and found out a relationship that is fascinating. And the yield curve is not what you have been told it is. So if you're really interested in the yield curve, make certain you read this month's letter. I also show forecasts, specific forecasts like this for 3 stocks. Here's the forecast for IBM. Here's the cyclical pattern, wave pattern, not just the cycle, but the wave pattern for IBM. 75% of the time from August into November, when this wave pattern has occurred, now it doesn't always occur in August, it can occur at any time of the year. But when it has occurred, we've rallied 75% of the time. Again, high odds in your favor. That's why I write this newsletter, to show you excellent points to look for trading opportunities. The really strong part of the cycle comes in about September 4th. That's interesting, because that's about the same time frame that the wave we looked at earlier for stock market timing also suggests a rally. So there's a nice forecast for you for IBM, strong stock. It has been around forever. So there's a setup for you, cyclical setup, a trading opportunity at IBM. I do that for 3 other stocks as well, where we have the specific wave, and you can see when to get in and how long the wave lasts. Here's Microsoft. Since 1987, 93% of the time, starting again about September 4th, this market has rallied. So it comes up, pulls back into around November in this cyclical pattern. Remember, this is not a seasonal pattern. Sometimes this wave has occurred in June or July, or this year it's occurring in the September, November time period. But you can see, I'd like to see Microsoft pull back in here, setting up buy points in these areas. If you like what you see, you can get a free edition of the monthly report for 2 months. Just go to stockcharts.com/Larry, and you'll get that sent out to you. Here's Microsoft, the true seasonal from Stock Charts. We see, oh, look at that. The true seasonal, usually about October, this market has rallied. There was last October. Here's October coming up. So again, here's a market. We're a little early here in August, but certainly what really want to do with this letter is give you an advanced view. It's impossible, I think, to say buy today because we can't get out the buy information to everybody that quickly. But I can show you in advance when the biases, the strongest opportunities are for investing and trading in the market. That's the purpose of this letter. Unlike other letters, we're going to show you the future before it arrives. There is a trade coming up for gold. This is gold, and this is a seasonal pattern for gold. Notice that right around here in the middle of August, we usually get really strong in the gold market. How strong? Well, there's a specific trade here. Let me share it with you. Had you bought on the opening of the 11th trading day, this is the gold futures contract in August. In the last 21 years, the trade was correct, 71, let's call it 72% of the time, made about $23,000 net profit. You can take this trade in gold, or if you're not a futures trader, there's an ETF for gold in the stock market, GLD. Now, you need to know the exit part. When do you get out? What's your stop loss? All that, of course, is covered in the August issue of Focus on Stocks. So if you want to really get into this trade, make certain you sign up. Again, it's free. There's no charge for it. You can watch this for a couple months and see what you think. But there's a gold trade coming up in August. See, we can give you the news, hopefully, in advance. I have other cycle forecasts. Here's Apple. This cyclical forecast suggesting Apple is going to get a little toppy in here, come down about the middle of August. We should start looking for a buy point. That's been a pretty good opportunity in Apple to usually see rallies about that time of the year. It kind of has a three little waves up. So we see the bottom coming here, and then in the middle of September, that would be this leg we saw over here, the leg we saw here, the one we saw right here. This wave we saw right here began here. So there's a really good roadmap for you for Apple. And I also do that for DraftKings, Lululemon, of course, Tesla, Chipotle, Apple, and Nvidia. So there's more forecasts that are, you can see those in the monthly report. If you like what you see, again, just go to stockcharts.com/Larry, and you'll be able to sign up for it. Again, there is no charge for it. And you will get, we're going to have, hopefully we can set up our first monthly meeting where we'll be online. You'll be able to write in questions, and I'll show you updates and give you my new research. And we'll do that as kind of like a family gathering, because it's an online event, a live event. You know, it's one thing to just write a newsletter. I don't get to see you. You don't get to see me. But when we're really together in an online event, it really changes the perspective of how we can work together with one another. Well, I'm going to say bye for now, and thanks for bearing with us, because this is definitely a learning process for myself, for StockCharts.com, and for you. I know there have been some problems with people signing up. I said a credit card wasn't required. A credit card was required. We've danced around back and forth with that. So my apologies for that. And thanks for bearing with us. We're trying to get this thing up and running. Hopefully we can do that. So if you haven't signed up now. And go back to that web. There you go. There's where to sign up. And we'll look forward to the monthly meeting. It'll be probably around the middle of this month, maybe the 18th, something like that. And then again, we'll have the September, the second issue of Focus on Stocks. Until then, this is Larry Williams wishing you in the stock market good luck and good trading.